Welcome in, everyone, to the Voice of College Football. Everyone's still recovering from the news about Dwayne Haskins. Thoughts, prayers, condolences out to Dwayne Haskins' family and friends and the Pittsburgh Steelers community, as well as the Washington football team and the Ohio State Buckeyes. We are getting revved up for the Clemson Tigers spring game, which is always entertaining listening to Dabo Swinney. We are tuned into the ACC network for the Clemson spring game. Boston College wrapping up, and Clemson will hit the field in just a second. And again, I look forward to the Clemson spring game probably more than any other spring game from the standpoint of listening to Dabo Swinney on the field. They typically have him mic'd on the field. And in past years, this has been broadcast on the main ESPN network to where a Kirk Herbstreit or somebody like that is on the field with Dabo Swinney asking him about players and personnel and plays and approach. And it's quite entertaining. I like listening to Dabo Swinney. Dabo Swinney is a character, and he's good for college football. We welcome everyone here on the main channel, and we welcome all those who are joining us for the first time live. I believe this is our first live stream ever on the Clemson channel. And there's Dabo, and there's DJ Uiagalelei, and he's wearing the purple. There you've got the orange. We've got two new coordinators at Clemson. And so we will track the Clemson spring game with all of you. And, of course, we're going to talk all of college football with the Purdue spring game going on. BC just wrapped up. Auburn, Texas A&M are going to kick off here this afternoon, in Kentucky and NC State, Pitt, and others. They are talking right now about how cold it is at Clemson for the spring game, and the stands are not anywhere close to being full, and we typically see a big crowd at Clemson for the spring game. They are noting right now that DJ Uiagalelei, with 15 career starts, has become a different player, or at least a different body type during the off season. Is that going to help him be a better quarterback? Well, it should. Lewis is telling us it's 46 degrees at Clemson. That is like 16 degrees up north. They have got to be shocked right now. I got to think that the typical game time temperature for one of these spring games at Clemson, as we see Cade Klubnik make his way out onto the field, wearing the purple, don't touch me, you can only touch me, tap me, don't hit me color. All right, first half, 15-minute quarter, second half running clock starts in the third series. All kickoffs will be a fair catch. All punts will be a fair catch. No fakes or blocks. Quarterbacks are not live. Not live. Jim Harbaugh, listen, not live. Exploring with Ben. 49 here at either North Dakota or Notre Dame. I believe that's North Dakota. Hot as hell. Yeah, that would be still in April in North Dakota. I don't want that ever being misconstrued for being hot anywhere that I am, 49 degrees. So we hope to get some Clemson folks in here. Michael, thank you so much for the update, 31-0 defense. I am recording the Purdue game, Michael, so I'm going to watch it, hopefully watch it in its entirety. and maybe give a report on that. I don't know. It might be old news by the time I get around to it. But let's get things started here. There's Dabo. We need to hear from Dabo. Okay, they're miking him up right now. Okay, they're getting the earpiece in. This is a must because, again, as I noted off the top when most of you weren't here yet, that the Clemson spring game is the most entertaining of any of the spring games in my book because of Dabo. The easiest evaluation to make today is just watching Klubnik and Uiagalelei throw the ball. Yes, Hummus Hero wants to see Cade Klubnik, just to see these guys throw the ball. There's probably, about 25,000 people there? The upper decks are empty. Yeah, 25, 30,000, I got to think. Maybe. Yeah, people are cold there. Wow. People are bundled up. Who are their targets? Guys like Bo Collins, Frank Ladson left for Miami. Justin Ross is off to the NFL. All right. I want to see these guys get after it. We're still going to throw the toss the coin and they got big time former Clemson players out there for the coin toss, like Christian Wilkins, Austin Bryant, Shaq Lawson, guys like that. Do we have any Clemson fans here with us for the Clemson spring game watch party? I see a bunch of regulars here. Any Clemson fans, please identify yourself. We are showing this on the Clemson channel as well. All right. Christian Wilkins is a coach, I guess. This is great with Dabo. This livens it up. John, wherever you want to watch is great. But okay, Wilkins and Bryant are the honorary captains. Okay. Project Dynasty. We are doing a Florida State watch party on the Florida State channel and on the main channel. Okay, what do we got here? PNF. Okay. Yes, Dave roots for Clemson when they play the Ohio State. All right, let's get this light out of my face. This should be an exciting kickoff since there's no return. Let's see if they can just secure the ball. All right, Raymond's here as a Clemson fan. It's good to see because, we have so many different fan bases represented with our Voice of College Football Network, but I placed the Clemson Watch Party, obviously, on the Clemson channel, hoping to get our Clemson fan base energized. Cool, Project Dynasty. And the ball hit the ground, and that was nothing. Uncle Rico is betting Clemson loses this thing. Really? No Deshaun Watson today. Didn't want to answer the reporters. Didn't want to answer the tough questions. Okay, Uiagalelei. A quarterback at Clemson completed 55% of his passes with 9 touchdowns and 10 picks. Bad. His offensive line let him down. His wide receivers let him down, but still, they didn't drop everything or not block on any plays. Yeah, that was just bad. Sad Buckeyes here. Good to see you. Okay. We're taking snaps. Okay. Awful throw by DJ on the first throw. I think PNF's in front of us on the broadcast. Project says, I think he's the worst quarterback from a big Power of 5 schools. From any of the Power 5 schools, the worst? The worst. Okay, he can throw a screen. Oh, we got to hear from Dabo. Okay, Joseph Nagata, number 10, healthy. Dabo says he's had a good spring. They're waiting for this guy. Nagata and Ladson came in together. Ladson, disappointment, only had 31 catches in his time at Clemson. Now he's off to Miami. We'll see if he does anything there. And then it's up to Nagata to do something. Bo Collins at wide receiver. Clemson's wide receiver play has taken a huge dip in the last couple of years. Got a false start. That's not good. Maybe a little too much crowd noise. Shook up number 50 there. All right. We've seen DJ throw a beautiful on-target screen pass and miss on the other one. And that throw, no. Air. DJ, more air on that throw. Ferris, I'm here. This broadcast was really hard to find. Well, we apologize, Ferris. The only thing I can explain there is I think I've been told this. I don't know that it's been verified, that let's say I've got 5 live streams for the day, that you only receive the first one each day. I might be wrong. Ferris, thanks for staying in here. Oh, man. So we got the punter. Did he just drop that, or was that a bad snap? I missed it. Okay, we need a replay on this. Yes, Uncle Rico, if you watch the Clemson spring games every year, Dabo is always mic'd, and this is what makes it my most enjoyable spring game. I love to hear from Dabo. All right, so we had a fumbled snap by the punter. They got to work on that. Work on those punt snap catches. Cade Klubnik, here he is. Is he better than DJ? Well, he threw a better pass there. Pass interference on number 9. Or we had a sack back there. Dabo just told Klubnik, good thing you're not live. Yeah, that was that Clemson defensive line is serious. Serious. All right, Miles Murphy with a big sack, and now we got a fumble. Jakari Collins, he's got to step up big. What do you guys think Clemson's going to finish this year? 12-game season. What do you got? Ferris says, don't discount Clemson. John says 11-1. So are you thinking that they just randomly get tripped up, or is there a particular team that you think they'll lose to? Dave basically says they get tripped up by somebody. 11-1. Okay. So 11-1 is going to get them to the ACC championship game, unless we got a kick. You only have one job. And he got it. That was from White's. Now, BT Potter, Clemson's regular place kicker, who's been their kicker for quite some time, he's back. But Project Dynasty likes 10-3 for Clemson. So is that 10-3 with a bowl game, or is that 10-3 with a ACC championship game played? Or do you have them not getting to the ACC title game? Exploring with Ben says 9-3. Where are these losses coming from? Clemson plays out of conference South Carolina. And do they have another difficult non-conference game? Okay, Clemson. All right, everyone. Here's the Clemson football schedule. They've got a Monday night game at Georgia Tech to start the season. So Labor Day night at Georgia Tech. Furman, Louisiana Tech, at Wake, NC State, at BC, at Florida State, Syracuse, at Notre Dame, okay, after a bye week, at Notre Dame, Louisville, Miami, South Carolina. So we've got 2 9-3s here that I'm guessing, okay, Project Dynasty says Notre Dame wins, Wake Forest wins, and FSU. Those are the losses. Florida State, Wake, and Notre Dame. I would have guessed you would have said Notre Dame, Miami, Wake. Where's the Wake game? Wake game on the road, okay. The Florida State game's on the road. Notre Dame's on the road. John's got them in the playoffs. John says, I think the problems with the offensive line from last year have likely been righted, and they'll be able to run the ball well enough to run through the ACC. Defense should be stout again. So, yeah, the defense is going to be phenomenal. Cheryl, good to see you. Thanks for catching up with us. Was it tough to find the link? People are telling us. Ferris said it was tough to find the link. This might be the best defense in the country. Clemson, Georgia, Alabama, Wisconsin. I don't think Oklahoma State is going to be able to keep up with what they did last year. They lost a lot, lost their D coordinator. Ferris says the Clemson quarterback battle between Uiagalelei and Klubnik to headline 22's spring game. Yes. Yes, we talked about that before you came on. Michael's here. Michael, good to see you, even though you're watching your beloved Boilers, which I'm recording. Got a field goal on the board. Anybody else with their Clemson football predictions? Clemson football predictions, again, at Georgia Tech, Furman, Louisiana Tech, at Wake, NC State, at BC, at Florida State, Syracuse, at Notre Dame, Louisville, Miami, South Carolina. Thanks, John. All right. Uiagalelei. What happened there? Oh, that was an inside give. And a fumble. I don't think we're seeing Clemson's best running backs in this game. I don't think Kobe Pace or Will Shipley's playing today. Oh, Exploring with Ben's recording Purdue and Nebraska. Yeah, me too. Should put them on. Looking forward to the Nebraska one, honestly. Ferris. Listen up, everyone. Ferris is going Michigan, Clemson, Alabama, Notre Dame, college football playoffs. Book it. Okay, DJ's two best throws have been a screen and a check down. I want to see him make a difficult throw. Let's start with one. Cheryl's watching Purdue. Good for you, of course. Big Ten girl. That's what I would expect. If I had a Purdue channel, if we had a Purdue channel, then it would have been a difficult decision. But I got to go Clemson here. Even though we went from, did you guys notice when we were talking to Wayne Haskins and I sent that to the Ohio State channel, we were up to about 430 on live. And we were staying in the 300s most of the time. We were up to 432, I saw. And now 34 to watch Clemson. Maybe it wasn't the best call to do the Clemson spring game. That's all right. I'm going to see if we can pull up somebody else at 2 p.m. Nebraska, Auburn, Texas A&M, a few others start at 2. Oh, boy. Michael's making the call on the Big Ten West. Whoa, Nelly. 10-2 for Clemson because they lost both coordinators. Cheryl, it must be cold everywhere. Lewis, you and I have $100 that says otherwise. Just for the sheer point that I'll take the probabilities of the 6 teams against 1. Yeah, Hummus Hero letting us know that Ferris's Notre Dame playoff prediction will have to get through Ohio State, Clemson, potentially a rejuvenated USC, 10-2 tops. Garrett George, thank you for being here. We certainly honored Dwayne Haskins and gave that tragedy a lot of time, and we will continue to talk about it as the various comments come in. Let me see what the temperature is here. I think it started off warmer today and it's getting colder. It's 48. Oh, man, it looks a little brisk there. All right, here's Klubnik. I want to see this boy throw the ball downfield. Yeah, exploring with Ben, Notre Dame's going to have more than just those 3 games to get through. Let's see. It's that Toriano Pride. I mentioned him as a possible top 5 impact newcomer for Clemson on our Clemson video last week. Toriano Pride. Not a whole lot of Torianos out there. Oh, good stick by number 3. Oh, Xavier Thomas. Garrett. Hey, Mark, I got called off from work today. Been doing chores, just happened to tune in for comfort. Thanks for being on today. Of course, we're going to be on for a long, long time today. We've got this watch party. We've got Nebraska Post after the Nebraska game. And then we've got a Florida State watch party. All right, Notre Dame. I saw a playoff prediction out of Ferris and a 10-2 prediction. Notre Dame at Ohio State, Marshall, Cal at North Carolina, BYU in Vegas, Stanford, UNLV at Syracuse, Clemson, Navy, BC at USC. And that's a playoff schedule for Notre Dame. So we're going to be on with Lewis. We're going to be on with Zach Reeder for the Nebraska post game, and then Greg is going to jump on with us later. Exploring with Ben. Yeah, it's like running a half marathon before the marathon. Eventually, you want to build up for the marathon with a half marathon. So today's kind of a quarter marathon. Tristan Lee, big time signing. Yeah, exploring with Ben. If Notre Dame beats, hang on. It's another bad pass out of DJ. Notre Dame beats Ohio State, North Carolina, BYU, Clemson, and USC. Oh, man, Garrett. Running half marathons. Whew. That apparently makes me sleepy just thinking about it. Time to punt again. Let's take a break, folks. We're going to take a break on the ACC network. Lewis is going 8-4 for Notre Dame. That would be a disappointment. George must be sleeping in. I had my alarm set for 9 and I didn't need it. I was wide awake at 7:15 or 7:30 and that's what it was. And I tried to go back to sleep, and I went to bed about 4:30. Okay, just got some less than great news. I'm going to start looking old. It is tough for me to go to bed. It is tough for me. Just, I don't know what it is. I guess it's been working nights forever, but man, it's like 2:30 in the morning and I just don't want to go to bed. I want to get into a habit of getting up at 9 o'clock at the latest. I'll take it, man. I'll take it. But I want to get up at 9 at the latest, get to bed by 2, sleep 2 to 7. Got our national championship odds from Project Dynasty here. Bama, Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, USC, Michigan, Wisconsin. That seems fair, except, boy, there's a drop off between Clemson and Texas A&M. All right, Cade. Let's see, Cade. Is he gonna underthrew that by a mile? What time do we all wake up on game day? Well, I got to be ready to roll at noon on a game day, so usually 10 or 10:30. John likes the Buckeyes. All right, Cade. Now there's a decent throw. Not perfect, but it was there. He had a rush in his face. All right, so far, Cade Klubnik is not impressing, but he's not doing anything wrong. He's fine. That throw wasn't great, but it was in the vicinity. It was close. Wasn't perfect, but it was close. And his other throws were okay. Uyangalele has missed any throw with any level of difficulty. Any level of difficulty, he's missed. All right, DJ back in the game. DJ to Nagata. Clemson fans want to see that a lot this year. They need Nagata. Sack. Two-hand touch. Okay, that was a bad pass. He did not see the end dropping. Xavier Henry. Oh, DJ. Yes, Garrett. Next week for the Buckeyes, 16th. Looks like the 80s Clemson defense. Looks like a Brent Venables Clemson defense. Fourth and 1. Got it. Maffa Man. Yeah, exploring with Ben. Everybody, click that like. True. Exploring with Ben. Yeah, I've had to say that. So the last one, I guess he threw away. It was in the vicinity of the receiver, but with DJ, you don't know if he's throwing the ball away. Now there's another little swing pass that was right on the money, but come on. Every quarterback in college football throws that on target 98% of the time. I want to see him make a throw downfield. I want to see Klubnik make a throw downfield. And I'm not talking about a bomb. I'm talking about like an out or a seam. Okay, that was a decent throw to the outside. Uyangalele looking for Nagata all the time. DJ, okay, tried to fit that somewhere. That was impossible. It's getting cold in here. I have to turn up the heat. Second and 10. Nope. That throw missed. Be right back. DJ got sacked. Exploring with Ben, it is an offensive nightmare from a passing standpoint. The only passes that DJ has completed are checkdowns and screens and a swing pass. That was not even a difficult throw in which you see where the running back is running full speed and the quarterback's got to hit him on stride. It wasn't even that. It was just the quarterback was like an outlet. So what really wasn't, it was just another check down, I guess. And Klubnik's not been awful. He just hasn't hit on anything downfield. Yeah, we'll get you in before May 1st. Exploring with Ben on your prediction for Clemson at 7-5. Yeah, that's still allowed. A100 says when Saban retires, is Dabo a lock for the Bama job? Does he want the Bama job? Does he want to coach in somebody else's shadow? Or does he just want to be the all-time Clemson legend, which he already is? It's already by far the greatest coach in the history of the program. All right, that went nowhere. That sets us up for a passing down to see if Klubnik can show us something. Miles Murphy is destroying whoever's in front of him. Klubnik, okay, that was decent. Put that ball where it was supposed to be. I don't know if the receiver was faced to the sideline. I don't know if Klubnik threw it behind him or he saw the space was where he threw it and actually was on the same page as the receiver and turned him around to head up field. If he did that, that was impressive. Thank you, Cheryl. It's a spring game. Justin Fields went, 2 for 13 in the spring game? Barrett Carter, sophomore, Sewanee, Georgia. Number 0. Klubnik check down. That might be Clemson's next Adam Humphries, Hunter Renfro. Braylon Spector wearing the 13 number. Dominique Thomas. Oh, the first quarter's over. A scintillating first quarter from Clemson with the Tigers leading the Tigers 3-0. Garrett says to think prior to Troy Smith's Heisman season in 2006, no Buckeye quarterback had ever thrown 30 touchdown passes in a season. Haskins is now the only Buckeye quarterback to ever throw 50 in a season just a dozen years later. Bobby Hoying got close, right? I think Bobby Hoying was close to 30 touchdown passes. My laptop is stuck. It's not doing anything. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Appreciate everybody being here. Seems like we've got just about everybody but Clemson fans, but that's okay. Here's the voice of college football. We're simulcasting on the Clemson channel and on the main channel. Jermaine with 27 in 1998. Well, if my laptop would cooperate here, I don't know what's wrong. Suddenly don't have an internet connection, but I have to have an internet connection or we wouldn't be on right now. Man, maybe it's time to restart. I think they flipped ends and Klubnik's team's going from right to left now. If this is indicative of what Dad was watching out of his quarterbacks in practice, then Klubnik may win the job by default. Hmm. Oh, Klubnik almost threw a pick. He didn't see the linebacker. 42. Cade McNamara didn't look good last week. All right. Let's see. Bobby Hoying threw 29 touchdowns in 1995. 29. Joe Germain. Joe Germain threw 25. Hoying 29, Germain 25. Schleister probably only threw like 15 at his peak. 15, I think. My guy Art 17. John says, so hard to make any other judgments besides quarterback throwing accuracy. The barely rebuilding offensive line is about half out, and both Ds are almost all starters. Okay, Klubnik got that one in there. Wasn't a thing of beauty, but he found his. Oh, that's Brining Stool. That was not Klubnik. Oh, yeah, it was. It was Klubnik. Klubnik on target for the most part with a throw. It was a little bit behind, but on target with the throw. But 42, the linebacker broke on that big time. $42. It must be Levanta Bentley, 42. He's made a few plays. Brining Stool's in the game, I guess. Got the third stringer in there. Ferris, let's go. I hate these phantom sacks. Appreciate y'all being here. We just completed a week with all of our coaches' rankings. We still have the SEC to go. And like the Big Ten, I believe we're going to go with a live stream delivery on that one. And then we're going to go with our position rankings. Garrett. I knew Hoying and Jermaine got close in the 90s, was too young to see those teams. Troy Smith was the first quarterback I saw play when I started watching football. I wish I could say that, Garrett. My first Ohio State quarterback was Rod Gerald. Fourth and 18. Looks like they're going to go for it. Yep. They're going to go for something here. Try to figure something out. Another phantom sack. Rob says just because Ohio got a new DC means zero. Really? Really? Doesn't mean anything. Oh, Cheryl. Rex Kern. Sweet. All right. Let's see if DJ can show us anything today. Anything. I got to admit, everybody, for as much as I want everyone to be with us here for these spring game watch parties, I get excited for spring football. I get excited to see the spring games. And then it happens every year. I finally see about 3 plays from the spring game. Doesn't matter what spring game. And I quickly determine, oh, yeah, it's not real football. Will Shipley's on the sideline. Not playing. DJ, decent throw, good throw. Nice catch by Nagata. If you want to get really picky on that, the ball wasn't lofted as high nor to the outside shoulder as it should have been, but the DB didn't make a play on it. It's a good throw. That was a good throw. There's a good throw by DJ. Downfield on the fade. Oh my goodness, that was awful. Now he had to throw it over the oncoming rusher, but still he just had a guy in the flat and he threw the ball over his head out of bounds. So he threw his best ball of the game on the toughest throw of the game that he's faced, and then he throws the ball to nobody. Now we got a Clemson fan in here. We've got 2 Clemson fans that I know of in here for our Clemson watch party. Joe Bo's here. Okay, that ball was dropped by Nagata. I guess Arch Sleetster Lee was your first quarterback at Ohio State. I'm sorry, Lex. All right, DJ. Give us another good one here. Out of the shotgun. Okay, another check down. So DJ has thrown a ton of checkdowns, a couple screens. So those are all on the money, and they should be easily. He's missed on about 4 or 5 other throws, but then he made the one really good throw on this series. So he finally hit somebody. 3-zip, folks. 3-zip. For the rest of the day, we are going to take this to 3 p.m. Eastern time. That should be the end of the Clemson game. And then at 4, after the Nebraska game, we'll be live on the Nebraska channel after the Nebraska spring game. And then we're going to wind it up for a Florida State watch party at 5. That Dwayne Haskins news hit all of us hard, and it brought so many people to the stream. My goodness, we had 3,500 people on the Ohio State stream, and we had over 700 on the main channel. So we've had over 4,200 views already on the Dwayne Haskins stream. We're not going to take too much from this. Clemson's defense last year, in yards per play, turnovers, all those other stats, they were either second or third in the country. Felipe, good to hear from you. Yes. If you saw our earlier live stream, we were very much saddened and still are, of course, but concentrating on the Dwayne Haskins news. Garrett, this will be Dabo's 14th season. Yes. Dang, he's taken the program a long way since 2009. Yes. I remember I was in high school when he took over, won that epic Orange Bowl over Ohio State with 2 national championships. Third and 3. Klubnik hands it off, and they got close to the first down marker, but not quite there. So they'll probably go with it on 4th down. John says Florida State, Miami, and North Carolina are showing signs of moving in the right direction, but make no mistake, the ACC is still Clemson's to lose. I agree. The defense is so far out in front of the rest of those teams. And if DJ Uiagalelei is no better than he was last season, he's got to get benched. And this punter, is that the same punter? I think it's a different punter. Did you see that? Have you ever seen that before? Punters dropped 2 snaps now. The way it's looking right now, the one spring prediction I will make is that Clemson punters are going to lead the nation in dropped punt snaps. 2 1/2. The tackling is, this game is so much better than any of the other spring games I've watched. I've only seen Michigan. Which other games have you seen? Well, I guess we had Boston College and Purdue on earlier, and Louisville had a spring Sunday game. And we'll have to be on here next Thursday with Florida. Fatal Gator says Florida State and Miami have both made great coaching hires. I would agree on the Miami side that by all indications going into this, that Cristobal is an excellent hire. Mike Norvell, I still think the jury's out on him. All right. We can pick up our Gotham hammer. It's a beautiful pan. That's the color of my pants. It's like a burnt orange. Florida's got a tough schedule. Well, they've got LSU on the other side of the conference, and Florida's on the other side of the conference, or LSU. They always play LSU, and this year they play. Oh, Texas A&M. You're right, said Buckeye. LSU and Texas A&M out of the West. They got to deal with Georgia and Kentucky, of course, and Tennessee, and they've got Utah and Florida State. That might have been a sack, or it might have been a hand to the helmet, hand to the face. Joseph Nagata made a play there. But I guess it's coming back because it was a sack. But Joseph Nagata made a play. That was a hand to the face. If this is going to be officiated like a regular game, but Nagata over number one there. Over Andrew Makuba, sophomore safety. Okay, so they gave him a sack. Actually hit him in the head. Thanks, Cheryl. Hit the like button, please, everyone. Doesn't take much. Hit the like button, please. And for the Buckeyes, sad Buckeye. Okay, exploring with Ben. It only comes down to two guys, of course. And I'm a Deshaun Watson guy. Okay. That was a decent throw. I was open, but DJ was on the run and he was on the run. So Hampton Earl Jr. Okay, DJ throws that away. I'm with you, Lex. Best quarterback ever at Clemson, Deshaun Watson. Trevor Lawrence, of course, number one draft pick. He was phenomenal too. But man, Deshaun Watson, what he did in those postseason games against Alabama is legendary. Legendary. Oh, touchdown. Got our first touchdown of the day. Touchdown from that Maffa? Yes. Phil Maffa. If you watch our Clemson coverage with Jason Priester from All Clemson on SI, he loves Phil Maffa, who turned in a pretty respectable start to his career as a freshman last year. We're going to check in on the Boilers. All right, we got a touchdown on the board. Let's go to the Big Ten game. It should be in Nebraska by now. Yeah, the Huskers. Here we go. 3-zip white. Logan Smothers carried the ball 24 times against Iowa last year. Did they blow the whistle before he was tackled? Are they doing that? Anthony Grant, the transfer for Nebraska at running back, slipped out of the backfield. Nobody picked him up. It was an easy catch and run. Yeah, that was a tough one, exploring with Ben. Oregon, closest team ever to winning a national championship that has not won a national championship. Oregon. Who else has lost on the last second field goal that has not won a national championship? Yes, Oregon. All right, one more play. We'll get back to the Clemson game. Okay, we're kicking off. Let's kick. Let's go so somebody can just catch it and stand there. If they even catch it. Okay. A100 noticed that NC State had lost very few players off their 21 team, which went 9-3. October 1st game at Clemson. Look out. We've got the NC State 247 boys coming on here soon. Dr. C, true or false? Let's catch a play. Klubnik, good throw. Throw that DJ did not make earlier in the game. Same play, same route. DJ missed it. DJ missed it twice. DJ missed that same route and that same play twice. Now, one of the times he was being chased hard. The other one, though, it was pretty much he was on the run just like Klubnik. All right. Back to this Dr. C question. Jimbo Fisher wins a natty during his A&M tenure. True or false? Well, I would not be surprised with either outcome. So don't hold me to either one by saying, okay, Mark's a hater. He doesn't think there's any way Jimbo can win a national championship, or he's guaranteeing that Jimbo's going to win a national championship. But I will say no. No. Look at this season's Texas A&M situation. They lost their entire defensive line. They'll replace them with more talent than what was lost, but lack of experience. The defense should be really good. the offense has not had playmakers on the perimeter for the entire time that Jimbo Fisher has been there. It's been disappointing that they have not developed wide receiver play. They lost their best running back in CJ Spiller. Sure, they've got Devon O'Shane as the leading rusher coming back, and he is super versatile. But the quarterback, if Max Johnson wins the quarterback job, then you know what you've got. You've got a good quarterback. Not CJ Stroud or Bryce Young, but a good quarterback. If Haynes King wins it, it's more of a wild card. So winning a national championship is difficult. How many schools have won national championships in the last 10 years? Let's say Jimbo's there for 10 years. Bama, Ohio State, Georgia, LSU. Since 2012, Bama, Florida State, Ohio State, Clemson, LSU, Georgia. 6 schools have won national championships in the last 10 years. So I'm going to go against Jimbo. John says Haynes King is going to win the quarterback battle at Texas A&M. Fatal Gator. I love being in the SEC because so many games are so much fun to watch. I hate playing in the SEC because it's so hard to get out of it and win a national championship. This is how competitive it is in the SEC and in college football in general. Billy Napier's a really good head coach. He could go to Florida and be considered a failure and still do everything right, meaning hire a good coaching staff, recruit out of his mind, up the recruiting standards compared to what they were under Mullen, build a really good program, really good team, but Georgia just better, Alabama potentially better in trying to get through them. And Billy Napier, we could be looking at Billy Napier in 5 years, and he could still be the Florida head coach with a string of 9-3, 10-2 seasons where he did a really nice job to do that. But that's could be the result. The next question from Dr. C is true or false. Wins the SEC West during his Arkansas tenure. Sam Pittman? Does Sam Pittman win the SEC West during his Arkansas tenure? I will say no. It's a good question. Because if Sam Pittman's there for 10 years, it's unlikely that Arkansas does that well. Maybe they churn out a couple 10-2 years. That's about the ceiling for them. Okay, back to the ball game here. We don't know where that pass went. Dabo just called one of his coaches a hobbit, said he looks like a hobbit. Maffa's a good back. Good, solid back. He's going to have a really good career at Clemson. Michael, I am not watching the Nebraska spring game. I should probably put that on the laptop here. We should probably do that. Should have probably done a Nebraska spring game watch party. We'd have more than 26 people watching. I knew that. But we're doing Nebraska post. Kentucky scored. Okay, let's see what I can find online. I don't see it here. Maybe it's on the Big Ten Network. Online. Showing it live? No. Nebraska spring game. Okay. Well, we've got the Clemson spring game on. Can't find Nebraska. All right. All right. Appreciate everybody being here. I know it's on the Big Ten Network, Michael, but I was trying to find it online. Cheryl's watching Nebraska. Yeah, we probably should have done a Nebraska live stream, but we're doing post game. We're doing post game. So as soon as Nebraska's done, we're doing post game. Okay. James Scott tracking the Kentucky game. Lex says Jimbo has the same win-loss record at Texas A&M as Kevin Sumlin did in his 4 years. Yes. Kevin Sumlin started out 11-2. 11-2. Then 9-4, and then a bunch of 8-5s. Okay. It's a good ball. Okay. Final drive, maybe a little spark, maybe a little something here. Klubnik got sacked, I guess. Yeah, he got sacked. Threw a nice ball before that, though. Clemson watch party. All right. 7-3. 43 seconds left in the first half. I think you're onto something, Dave. Get rid of that Ryan Day. He lost to Oregon. Lost to the team up north. Done. Done with him. Dabo. This is good Dabo stuff right here. Complaining about not getting scrimmages and preseason games. Dabo would like to have a preseason game in August. Dabo made a comment the other day about college football being blown up and the top 40 to 50 schools basically forming its own league. The thing about these quarterbacks, the thing about what we see with the quarterbacks being brought down by a fingernail is that these sacks are massive losses. Like in a real game, Klubnik's going to throw that away, or he's going to turn the corner and pull it upfield for maybe a 5-yard loss, and not like we've seen a couple 15-yard losses. Dr. C is asking, Mark, who was the top player that almost went somewhere else, and you believe they would have been even better if they had not chosen another school? Oh, man. See, I don't follow recruiting enough to answer that question to know who would have gone somewhere else or who was close to going somewhere else. For as much as we do recruiting on here all the time, you guys see that all the time. We're talking recruiting almost every day. I bring other people on to talk about their particular school. So I'm not a big recruiting guy to be able to go, oh, yeah, remember that Deshaun Watson almost went to Ohio State. Man, I got nothing there. I think that's a better question for the chat because everybody knows their individual teams and maybe where a player might have. Dr. C, answer your own question there. Yeah, I do remember that. See, you're going to bring up situations. I bet that as soon as I see them, I'm going to remember them. Yeah, that Johnny Football almost went to Oregon. So are you saying that Johnny Football would have been better at Oregon? He was one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of college football. Was he going to be better at Oregon? That would have been a heck of a quarterback battle between Johnny Football and Marcus Mariota. John, I get your point about the Oregon loss being very disappointing for Ohio State based on what we saw out of the Buckeyes and the Ducks the rest of the year, and that Oregon could pretty much not even beat another decent team. But firing a coach for one game? Of course, Ferris, you miss John Cooper. Of course, you miss John Cooper. James Scott is locked in on this Kentucky game. All right, 14 seconds. Can they do anything here? No, they got sacked. But he's not going to get sacked in a regular game in that situation. That's not going to be a sack. Way too many sacks. Mike, I don't know if we have too many Clemson fans here. We've had 2 identify themselves. I think this is our regular crowd. John asks, okay, Mark, how about the 2019 Clemson loss when Day also clearly had the better team? How you discounting that one? Well, how I'm discounting that is Ryan Day cannot officiate the game. Okay. Clemson fans, hear me out. I know you're not going to like this, and it's not your fault. It's not Clemson's fault. Clemson did not cheat. It's nothing against Clemson. There were bad calls in that game. And Ryan Day cannot catch a touchdown pass for J.K. Dobbins. He cannot catch 2 touchdown passes for J.K. Dobbins. Now, the one would have been an exceptional catch that Dobbins dropped that he laid out for. But the other one was a screen pass that was perfectly set up. If anything, okay, this half's not coming to anything here. All right. There's going to be one more play. If you want to see something that failed, if you want to take an example from that game, John, where something failed that Ryan Day actually dialed up an exceptional play, was the screenplay to J.K. Dobbins that completely fooled the Clemson defense. J.K. was completely in the clear, would have walked into the end zone and dropped the ball. He can't do everything. That was a well-played game. It was a great game. But my issue with that game, and unfortunately it involved Ohio State, because that potentially hurts my credibility in this argument because people just think I'm a homer. But I think if you reasonably watch the game, if that would have been Oregon and Oklahoma, it doesn't matter. The call against Shaun Wade was questionable. The roughing the passer or the roughing the punter call was bad. That should have been a running into the punter. That gave Clemson a first down on a touchdown drive that they would have had to punt. The call against Shaun Wade was, I believe, a bad call. Again, the roughing the punter should have been running into the punter. The fumble was a fumble. When a player catches a ball at his waist, lifts the ball, takes 2.5 to 3 steps, and twists his body, he caught the ball. So I'm not all upset with Ryan Day for losing a game in which it looked like he had the better team. They physically had the better team. They dominated that line of scrimmage for most of that game. But those were 3. And if any one of those calls, Ohio State didn't need all 3 of them. One of them. And the last play of the game was a miscommunication between Fields and Olave. Was that Ryan Day's fault that they miscommunicated? No. Mike, 3883, the targeting was right. Be mad at the rules. Yeah, I can agree with that. It's interesting to note, though, that on the same play, I believe it was Chase Young took a hand to the face or a face mask. That wasn't called. Those would have been offsetting penalties with a targeting call, elimination of Shaun Wade. But yeah, we do, Mike, 3883, we do see targeting similar to that play that doesn't get called. And especially more, they're starting to get a little bit more lenient during the second half of last season on targeting. I agree. It's like the tuck rule. The tuck rule is the stupidest thing in the world. Don't blame the officials. They just called the game. I get that. But there was another foul that should have been called on the same play. Exploring with Ben. Harbaugh deserves credit for what he has done, but damn, he had luck at Stanford, and most teams would have literally killed for a quarterback like that. Did Jim Harbaugh, did he recruit and sign Andrew Luck? I don't think he did he? I don't know if he did. Check that one out. And if I let my screen sit here for too long, then forget it. I can't get anything up here. Yeah. Jeez. My laptop just screws me. So I don't think so. That's a decent point. We'll take that. Exploring with Ben, that Harbaugh, I don't believe, recruited and signed Luck. If he did, then what would Dabo Sweeney be without Deshaun Watson and before that Taj Boyd and Trevor Lawrence, or Nick Saban without Tua and Mac Jones, et cetera, et cetera. So the difference is those coaches had layers and layers and layers and waves of great NFL players, and Jim Harbaugh did not at Stanford. Lewis, makes the point about, I was going to call him Oliver Luck. Andrew Luck's best year being the final year, or David Shaw's first year. Uncle Rico. Little Tim Tebow. Probably good call on that one. Could have been Johnny Football, but Johnny said a few weeks ago that he's done. He's only playing 7-on-7 now. Oh, we've got the history of the orange and white spring game. Where did they dig that out of? Where is that recorded? All right, let's get back to this. Andrew Luck. So his last year at Stanford was, of course, 2011. 2009 was his first year at Stanford. So Harbaugh did sign Andrew Luck. Oliver Luck may be the next Big 12 commissioner. He's going to be seriously considered. So let's credit Harbaugh for signing Andrew Luck. He did he not? Oh, we're bringing up the Auburn game. Let's see if we can find that. Oh, let's get to the Nebraska game as well. Oh, we're at the Nebraska game here, 21-10. A100. What do you think? Does Mel Tucker beat Michigan regularly? No, I don't think so. Regularly, I would think would be at least 75% of the time. Dr. C, Mark, if you were a football coach, who would you like as your defensive coordinator? I would be able to answer that question better in a year from now after seeing Jim Knowles' first Ohio State defense, because I want to see him with elite talent to see if he can make that go. Brent Venables is the best. I have a lot of respect for Kevin Steele, who's done it in a number of places. A guy who is a current head coach and who has been a head coach for quite some time, who is a better defensive coordinator than a head coach, is Justin Wilcox at Cal, who did a great job at Wisconsin and a number of other places, Tennessee included. And how about Will Muschamp? So I'm going to go keep Knowles to the side. I want to see him with the Buckeyes for 1 year with that defense. But off the top of my head, I'll go Venables 1, Wilcox 2, Muschamp 3, Derek Mason 4, Steele 5. Charlie Strong, Al Golden, Dave Aranda. Good call, John. If we're going to pull out, we're going to yank the head coaching jobs away from guys. Yes, Dave Aranda. Let's see if we can get one of these SEC games up here. I should be able to find that on my, let's see. I get the SEC network, so I should be able to go to my watch app, right? Maybe not. Guess not. Makes no sense. Tyreek Johnson, the former Ohio State 5-star, making a play, a pass breakup. Yeah, he made a play. Grimes has to hold on to the ball, but Tyreek Johnson made the play. Now, this is stupid. I've got the SEC network. They put these games on the SEC Plus, but I can't get them on my watch app on ESPN Plus. They should be there, right? I don't see them. I see golf, soccer, hockey. Who cares? Well, maybe it's no. This is all a bunch of baseball, college baseball. Really? Like they've got the Princeton Yale baseball game, and I can't watch a spring football game. Really? Oh, maybe they're here. Maybe I'm dissing my former employer, and I shouldn't be. Let's watch the Texas A&M spring game. Oh, we got to sign up. Okay. No, thank you. I'll watch the replay if I get bored. Okay. So let's see if we can watch it on YouTube. Man, we got so many teams with spring games today. Auburn, Texas A&M right now. Oh, look at that. I did a Google search on Texas A&M spring game, and I get the Voice of College Football preview at the top. There's a live stream. Let's see what we got here. Because the live broadcast will be blocked, please click the link in the pin chat room. The pin chat room. What's that? I don't see that. Okay. How about the Auburn spring game? Same thing. because the live broadcast will be blocked, please click the link in the pin chat room. What's that? I don't see anything pinned. You guys know what a pin chat room is? Porter Osborne. Kevin Steele gave up 70 points in the Orange Bowl, not a top 5. Okay. One game. Oh, shoot. Oh, is that what I'm looking for? How to watch? Why ESPN is not showing spring games on the SEC network and showing baseball and softball? Terrible. 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 Who else is playing right now? Is NC State? Are they playing yet? Or, yeah, let's see here. Click link in the description to watch full live streaming. Let's see. Maybe. Let's see if I've got the NC State spring game here. Maybe. No, it's another account I've got to sign up for. All right. I give up. Kind of want to keep this Nebraska game going here. All right. Are we back? All right. Guess we're back to the Clemson game, right? Okay. And that's what's advertised, the Clemson game. Yeah, North Carolina is coming up at 3. I will be here with all of you through the end of the Clemson game. Then I'm going to jump on over to finish out the Nebraska game post game. We're going to do some Nebraska post game on the Nebraska channel. And I think I've got all these set up simulcast on the main channel as well. Maybe not the Nebraska post game, but anyway, then back here at 5 Eastern for the Florida State watch party. Thank you, Lex. Only 18 likes. Let's get up to likes because we've had how many people watch this thing so far? We had all sorts of people with us for the Dwayne Haskins news. Wow. Like 5,000. All right. Let's see some more Nebraska. There's our boy Yant. Somebody's happy out there. Well, exploring with Ben, that doesn't happen very often. That needs to happen all the time to get the 5,000 views. But that was because we had breaking news. Oh, that was a good throw, but he was covered. Isaac Gifford with a good play, closed on the ball, broke it up. That was a textbook play by Gifford. Yes, Mike, not a video that we wanted to produce. Next Saturday, we should do pretty well with Ohio State on the field. Yes, Dave. Yeah, we could have done that. Yeah, we've got more Nebraska people with us than Clemson people. There's no doubt about that. So we could have went the Nebraska route, but Clemson's a better team, and we've got a channel for each one of them. And on top of that, woo, snuck that in there. I don't know if he was going for him. Did you guys just see this play by Nebraska? This was who's playing quarterback right now? That was that was okay. We just saw a throw in the Nebraska game that is a better throw by Bannister than any pass we've seen in the Clemson game. But yeah, we've got a Clemson channel, we got a Nebraska channel, we've got more Nebraska fans than Clemson fans. But since we're going to do Nebraska post game, I thought we would just stay with that. And when am I going to eat? Florida State goes from 5 to 7, and then we're going to do some stuff after that. My word, I'm not going to eat until like 8 o'clock tonight. I had an Egg McMuffin about 9:30. Okay. Let's get back to Clemson. Oh, they're in break. Let's go back to Nebraska. How does this sound? Oh, recommended oldie game. Was A100 the guy to start this conversation? So, I wonder what kind of copyright issues we may have if I can download off of YouTube and show it here. That if we Ballard do the Alabama 8A game, we'll have to see what time it is. Let me look at next week and we'll figure it out. I could practically do that right now. We almost had a sack. The last two quarterback throws out of Nebraska have been better than anything I saw out of Clemson. Because even though that was just a swing pass outlet check down, the quarterback was sandwiched. He had players all around him, and he was on the other hash. So it was actually a long throw, and that was a better throw. There was one comparable throw that a Clemson quarterback made, and that was the DJ throw down the sideline on the fade to Nagata. The rest of these Nebraska throws, the last three throws, have been better than any Clemson throw. All right, Ballard, you're looking for Bama next week. Let's look at our spring football. Let's look at next week's schedule. Next week's schedule is loaded. First off, if we can find the game, I would love to do Florida on Thursday night. They're live at 7:30. Anyway, next Saturday, Arkansas at noon. Miami at noon. That's got to be a priority. Miami at noon. Because my Miami folks show up. They show up like nobody else. I probably have more Michigan fans on our channel than any other fan base, but the Miami folks show up. So Miami's at noon. Ohio State's at noon. What am I going to do about that? Miami's at noon and Ohio State's at noon. I'll probably just go with Ohio State because I'm going to have to talk to all my post-game hosts and see who can do what. Because I think we'll have to go with Ohio State because I'm sure there are other Miami channels doing Miami. And then Georgia's at 1. Bama's at 3 with really no big competition, just Virginia Tech. Wake at 2. But man, Ohio State, Miami, and Georgia all playing at the same time next week. South Carolina at 7. Duke at 6. Let's do a Duke watch party. Oh, that looked like it was going to be a good throw, but it got tipped. All right, back to Clemson. Are they just kicking off the second half? Or was there a touchdown? Somebody is bragging about having a turnpike. I could do a combined Ohio State and Miami watch party. I don't know that that would be very successful. And how would I watch both at the same? I think I would. Yeah, I could watch. Yeah, I got enough screens. I could watch the Big Ten Network here, and then put the ACC network on a laptop. Wouldn't that be something? How are we going to do that? Oh, I don't know, A100. Miami fans aren't real happy with Ohio State, even though it had nothing to do with Ohio State, as I tried to explain the other night. Oh, Ballard. That's a good game. Yes. Arkansas's got Cincinnati and BYU. Both. Like it. Yes, they have never met. Joe says, well, Joe, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what happened. Wait a second. They're cutting us off, huh? We're going to a different game. Oh, it's 3:00. So the Clemson game went a lot longer than anticipated. So we are switching from Clemson to the North Carolina game. Okay. All right. I think we're going to watch Nebraska. I am recording this game. Am I? Oh, wow. The NC State spring game's at 7. Huh. The Pitt spring game, I'm sure that's a replays at 9. Talk is Pitt. Be proud of me. I'm recording the Pitt game. Okay. We're going to go to Nebraska, but they're at halftime. So on to North Carolina. Okay. Here's the deal. Let's all play nice. So here's the deal with the chat. These are the rules basically of the chat. You can trash talk all you want. With these restrictions in mind, trash talk, I don't care if you say Michigan sucks, Boise State sucks, you don't know what you're talking about, whatever. Okay. No excessive profanity. If you say one thing, we're not going to boot you. If you one time say or type the F word, but please do not do that. That's not an automatic, you're out. But just like when I have people on here, if they say a cuss word, I don't go crazy, but I do not want profanity spewed for like endlessly. Okay. Next up, nothing about race, nothing about gender, nothing about politics, nothing about religion, and nothing attacking anybody personally, saying, you're an idiot, you're an ass, you're a whatever, you're ugly. Again, if you do that one time, it's not going to be the worst thing in the world, but those are the basic rules. Stay away from hot button issues of race, gender, politics, religion, and do not attack people. Thank you. Ballard, we can talk some college football. You can talk college football. You can. What you got, Ballard? Are you watching North Carolina now? North Carolina. Yeah, Boise State sucks. You're allowed to say that. Yeah, Porter, I completely agree. So when I say trash talking's allowed, that's almost an oxymoron because I say, but keep it respectful. So then I guess it no longer qualifies as trash talking. So it's polite trash talking. It's reasonable trash talking, like your team sucks, that kind of stuff. Fine. All right, Joe. I hope everything's fine. I don't have to, I don't like to have to mediate something I didn't see. Ballard's watching the Masters, which I used to do from time to time, usually not on Saturday. When I watched any golf, I would watch the majors and I would watch just the back nine of the final day. That was the extent of my golf viewing. All right, everyone. This is basically the window in which we were going to take in the Clemson spring game. But of course, Clemson's done. So now North Carolina is in there. And we appreciate everybody being here at the Voice of College Football. So following I'm going to take in the Nebraska. I'm going to take in the Nebraska second half. Following the Nebraska game, we will be live after the Nebraska game. Okay? Following the Nebraska game, it should be about 4 Eastern. We'll be live on the Nebraska channel. Okay? And then we will be live for the Florida State game at 5 Eastern. All right? So we'll see everybody back on the Nebraska channel after the Nebraska game. See you soon. I'm losing track of time. Yes, the Clemson window's over. So we'll be back here at 4 Eastern for the Nebraska post game.